Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be ranking Wings albums, also known as Paul McCartney Wings. Before I get into it, I do have a couple disclaimers. If you want to skip right over those and get the video, I'll have a timestamp down below the description for you to do so. Also, if you want to skip around and see where I put certain albums, you can do that too. So now on to my disclaimers. This is just my opinion. If you disagree with me, that is fine. I'd like to hear your takes. I'm going to only be talking about the standard version of albums. I'm going to be reading off of my phone. If you see me looking over, that's why. And lastly, I'm not going to be including Wings Over America since it's a live album and I just don't feel like that's fair. Now let's get into it. So at number 7, we have Wildlife. So I don't really like the first 3 songs in there. I definitely think that this album has a charm about it. I think that there's potential. And so I really do like Dear Friend. I think that it's absolutely gorgeous. And my favorites on here are going to be Tomorrow. I really love the ending bit by Paul. I also really like Some People Never Know. And lastly, Wildlife, one of Paul's best vocal performances in my opinion. At number 6, we have Wings at the Speed of Sound. So I think that this album is just middle of the road. Of course, there's tracks that I really like on here, but the other ones I just feel like they could have been left off, and I feel like they definitely do weaken the album. So I don't come back to this album a whole lot. Whenever I do, it's just for the songs where Paul is singing. Why Not Jungle has definitely grown on me, but the rest of them, I could kind of leave those tracks. And it barely beats Wildlife, but I do revisit the album just a little bit more, so that's why it's here. But on any given day, I could completely switch the two. And so my favorites on here are going to be Let 'Em In. This is the first Wings song that I ever remember hearing, and it's just really special to me. I remember hearing it. I remember being like, I had to find out what the song is. I found out what it was, and so I just absolutely love this song. Next is going to be Silly Love Songs. It just shows how talented Paul is in this song just because he's playing the bass line and he's singing at the same time. Like, that's incredible because the bass line is super hard. And lastly, it's going to be Sand Fairy Inn. At number 5, we have Red Rose Speedway. So I think that this album is lyrically weak at points, but it's fun. I really enjoy myself listening to it. I like every single song on this album. I really like how laid back the album is. Big Barn Bed is such a great starting track. There's a lot of authority there. I really like it. I think it's a cute song. And so my favorites on this album are going to be My Love. This song is already incredible, but adding the guitar solo on top of that just really elevates it even more. And so definitely one of my favorite Wings songs for sure. Next is going to be Little Lamb Dragonfly. I just love how peaceful it is, how calm it is, everything about the song. And lastly, it's going to be the medley, which is Hold Me Tight, Lazy Dynamite, Hands of Love, Power Cut. And just the way that they seamlessly transition in between songs, that is something to be awarded. Absolutely love this album. It's great. I just like the other ones more. At number 4, we have London Town. So I absolutely love the aesthetic of this album. I really like the album cover, and I feel like I would be listening to this on the road trip. I just love the vibe that it gives me. Cafe on the Left Bank definitely sounds like it could have been on Back to the Egg sonically, and I think that this album and Back to the Egg, they're kind of similar. They feel like companion albums in a way, and I thought that was really interesting, but I really like that song. The transition from Backwards Traveler to Cufflink is excellent. The song Girlfriend grew on me a lot. I remember when I first heard the song and I just did not like it. I didn't listen to it for a very long time. I listened to this album again for the video and I was like, okay, this song's definitely better than I remember. So that's definitely something to be noted. The songs that I don't really like on here are going to be I've Had Enough and Name and Address. I just feel like they're kind of middle of the road. I feel like they're kind of meh. I feel like they could have been left off of the album. And, maybe over time they will grow on me, but that's just, my take on it. And my favorite songs on here are going to be, number 1 is going to be London Town. I just absolutely love how this song makes me feel. I love how it sounds. The music video is super cute. I absolutely love it. So I'll have a link down in the description if you guys have not checked that out. Next is going to be I'm Caring. Definitely one of my favorite Wings songs of all time. It's so beautiful. So glad Paul put this out for us to hear. And lastly, it's going to be With a Little Luck. This song is just magical. I feel like a lot of Paul's songs are. I don't know how he does it, but I just feel a sense of magic whenever I listen to a lot of his songs. Absolutely love this song. At number 3, we have Venus and Mars. So this was actually recorded in New Orleans, and it definitely feels like it. I love the horns that he has on this album. Venus and Mars and the rock show is completely a fantastic transition. Absolutely love it. Love in song is so enchanting. Every time I listen to it, it just reminds me whenever someone's getting hypnotized and the little clock or whatever it is that they swing back and forth. That's just kind of what it reminds me of, and so I really like that song and the feeling that it gives me. Spirits of Egypt and Medicine Jar, they're kind of middle of the road. They're the songs that I don't really like as much, but they're still good, so that's why this album is here. I feel like it's really consistent. Medicine Jar is actually sung by Jimmy McCullough. It's just not really hitting sonically for me. I feel like if Paul would have sang it, I probably would have liked it more. I do appreciate the message more, and maybe over time these tracks will grow on me. And now we are on to my favorites, which are going to be Magneto and Titanium Man. Absolutely love this song. And next is going to be You Gave Me the Answer and Listen to What the Man Said. The live versions of these all outsold. I'll have links down below in the description for you guys to check that out, or you guys could just check out Wings Over America. At number 2, we have Band on the Run. So the story behind this album that I want to tell really quick is basically that before they left for Nigeria to record this album, the drummer Denny Stewart and the guitarist Henry McCullough, they quit the group. And so they didn't really have time to find people to replace them. So basically Paul just went with his wife Linda and with Denny Lane. And Paul plays bass on this album, he plays drums, percussion, and most of the lead guitar parts by himself, which I think is amazing, just shows how talented he is once again. And whenever they got there, they realized that the studio just wasn't as good as they were hoping, and the conditions in there were really tense and difficult. And they actually did get robbed at knife point, and their demos and their lyrics got taken from them, which is unfortunate. Came back to England and then redubbed and recorded the album. And I think that that's just a really interesting story. He made the best of it, and it's definitely such a fantastic album. The reason why it's here is just because I love this album so much that I've overplayed it immensely. And so songs like Jet, I mean, I really do enjoy Jet still, but it does kind of, get old after certain points. And this album is also really commercial, so it's really popular. But even then, I still love the album. It's super strong, and yeah, that's why it's here. So Mrs. Vanderbilt, I just don't really like this track very much. I'm tempted to skip it a lot of the times I listen to it. I just feel like it's the weakest song on the album for me. Absolutely love No Words. Brilliant song, and I really recommend the Let Me Roll Up performance that he did. I think it was in 2009. He has like a little special guitar part in there, and I really liked it, so highly recommend you guys check it out. It's going to be linked down below in the description. And so my favorites on the album are going to be Band on the Run. I just absolutely love this song. The way that they transition between the parts is amazing. Next is going to be Bluebird. I love the live version. There's one where he has like a little like guitar solo, and I really love it. And there's also another version that I really like. I'll have that link down below in the description. And the saxophone solo on that is just simply excellent. And last one is going to be 1985. Again, another brilliant vocal performance from Paul. And I do have another video that I watched, and I thought it was fantastic of him performing it. So I'll link that as well down below in the description. And now we are at my number one pick, which is going to be Back to the Egg. So this definitely gives me Back to the Future vibe. I think that there's so many great songs. I love the theme that they were conveying on this album. And I think that this is a great last album to, end everything off with. And I know that this album wasn't very well received, and I found that surprising because I just really enjoyed this album. Somehow it reminds me of The Simpsons. I don't know what it is, but I just kind of got that vibe when I was listening to it. Baby's Request is such a cute song, but I think it's really jarring to end the album with it. I think that So Glad to See You Here would have been a lot better, but I still do love Baby's Request. I love all of Paul Granny's songs. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I love them. I think they're cute. I think they're fun. To You or The Broadcast, I'm not big fans of those, but they work fine in context of the album, so yeah. And now we're on to my favorite songs of the album. Number one is going to be Getting Closer. This is definitely my favorite Wings song. Paul is just on fire. He gives so many amazing vocal performances, and I love how he sings in Getting Closer. I love whenever he does his vocals that way. I've Got a Feeling is one of my favorite Beatles songs, by the way, so I absolutely love this song. So great. Next is going to be Arrow Through Me. Music video is great, of course. And lastly is going to be After the Ball / A Million Miles. It was really hard for me to pick a top three because this album is just super solid, but those are probably my favorites right now, and I think that this is just a very great effort from everyone. Absolutely love this album. And so yeah, that's going to be my ranking for every single Wings album. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love Paul McCartney so much. Definitely one of my favorite musicians of all times. I love Wings, of course. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, I do have a couple other Beatles release videos. I did rank all their albums, and I'll leave all those down below in the description, the videos that I did on them. But yeah, that's going to be it. I really like to hear your opinions down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like down below. You can also hit the subscribe button right down below. If you hit the bell next to that, you get a notification every time I post. Do not miss when a brand new video comes out. I also do have a Twitter and an Instagram as well, so if you guys want to check me out on those, you can. Also some information down below to help people on death row and all of that jazz. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.